Well, it's been a while. I'm back to having some free time to work on Gramps pickup here. So the main thing I am working on now is to just get it running. This has been sitting basically for 10 years. And wouldn't be such a problem, but there was something living in here. There was a big nest here. It's gone, and it had stuff packed all the way between the radiator and the condenser, and of course the AC hasn't been working for even longer than that. I don't even think it was working when my grandpa was alive. So that I'll need to do a simple test to see if this even holds pressure. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna get a whole new kit. I mean, like for 250 bucks you can get a new compressor, condenser, and I think the dryer and something else. So you know, it is what it is. But I'll run a vacuum test on it. If I think what happened is I think the clutch is out on this. So I probably can't even do that. So if the clutch is out, I'm just gonna order a whole new kit and just be done with that. And probably go ahead and do new hoses too. Just do the whole damn thing. So what happened was it sat for 10 years and I didn't realize that's what was happening with it. So I went and got it, and I pressure washed all this stuff out. It just had, I mean, there was turds in here as big as deer droplets. So it was a big ass rat or something. I don't know what it was, field rats or something. So this is the cleanest it has been in a long time. Nice. Little spaghetti cactus was down there. I got it all in my arms and stuff. Cleaned all that out. Like I said, I'm probably going to end up just pulling the AC system out, plugging the backside. This has always been off, so it'll still, I don't need to get a delete pulley. Like I said, and it's eating every wire. It was mainly living on this side. This side was spared. There were still shit and piss everywhere. You can still see the P marks there. That's how bad it was. I do have a matching engine bay harness that I pulled off a donor. It's got the exact same numbers that were on the right here. There's numbers and letter codes. Surprisingly, there is quite a bit of options, hoses and ECMs for these 90s, late 80s and 90s. I didn't realize Ford had so many different. I mean, they've got to match from what I've looked at. You can't just grab a random one. They're all pinned. Some of them are pinned different, so you go to hooking stuff up, you'll burn something up or, you know, ruin it. So luckily I found, sadly someone pulled the engine. I was gonna pull the engine, but someone got there first, pulled the engine, but they left the harness. I pulled the harness and got the transmission torque converter for like 80 bucks. So can't beat that. So I got a spare transmission, an E40D transmission, and a torque converter. The sensor, the gear shifter sensor down there on the transmission needs to be changed. That's way out. I got a sloppy gear shifter. That's got to be fixed. Like I said, the main thing I'm doing right now before winter hits is trying to just get it started. I just want to get it started running. I'm also going to have to do, and what sucks is the brake. Like, that's a new brake master that was done 10 years ago. It doesn't seem to be leaking, but I haven't like pressed the brakes and stuff. But this sat over dirt outside, so I think the moisture, when it would rain and stuff, the moisture underneath, so it's rusted out. And it's all surface rust, luckily. So that'll be another project later down the road if I ever get the time to pull the cab and bed off, and you know, or just do my best underneath it, or just, you know, spray some, not rubberized coating, because that's just covering the rust, but an actual rust converter spray. But here's a bad thing: is everything rubber is pretty much eaten up. it's just crazy just from sitting. So the brake lines will need, see, look at that. Brake lines will need to be changed. Calipers, hell, they're probably stuck. Rear drums, I don't know. Like I said, all the rubber bushings, I'll just go ahead and change everything on the suspension and the body mounts. I think there's just 6 pucks for the body mounts, a bed in the cabin. Go ahead and get some new shocks. You know, just luckily parts aren't stupid expensive, but it's gonna add up. You can see how, look at the coils. Look at that, just from sitting outside, and you know I'm in Texas, so that's just, I guess, just the moisture. And then these were brand new, and you know they're all cracked up and rotted. But I got a whole set of these. Walmart had to sell the exact same tires. They still make these tires. They had them down to $75 a piece. Got 4 of those. They're sitting up at the shop, out of the, you know, inside, so that nothing bad happens to them. Obviously, the clear coat is fried on this, so I'll need to get that off, and I'm probably gonna re-clear coat it because I hate having to constantly buff aluminum and stuff like that, chrome and all that. Once I get them cleaned up, I'm gonna re-clear coat them. Because I hate buffing all the time. The steering I think is still good, but I'll probably go ahead and get a new front tie rod system, all that. Just go ahead and just replace it. It's all original. Who knows how many times it's been greased or not. As you can see, there's like the rubber pucks there. They're just cracked and stuff, so I'll just get all that. But right now, like I said, I'm just trying to get it, I just need to get it running, started. I did try, I can hook a battery up, turn the key, and like the dash comes on it, but I mean, they're like, I'm missing a ground wire there that's chewed off. Luckily, they didn't really eat this side. They kind of chewed a little bit on the rubber there. You can see some copper sticking out, but they didn't like fully chew through. Well, other than that black wire right there, and I think that's it. But here they went to town underneath the top intake, so they've eaten the spark plug wires. I mean, look at that, look how much they ate. And the core, they ate the damn core of that too. The wires to the fuel injector, so I've got to pull the throttle body, pull the top intake off. Probably gonna go ahead and pull the bottom intake off. Check, I want to see inside this engine. There's, I think, 157,000 something. I can't remember. It's, you know, it's pulled camper, it's holding off boats. You know, my grandpa they went to the lake a lot. Let's see. I'll probably end up having to get a new radiator. I'll see if this will hold pressure. I've got a new radiator cap. I've already got a bunch of parts, both new gas tanks, the back and the midship, whole new fuel assemblies, straps. I got spare fuel lines from the junkyard. It's had oil in it. This was actually way low on coolant, so I probably got busted head gaskets. So like I said, I don't want to start replacing a lot until I get it running and driving, and then I can check the fluids. If I start losing radiator coolant and it's not dripping, obviously I'm burning it. So then I'll know I might have, you know, I'll have to make the decision and save up to rebuild the engine or just do some head gasket swaps. I've got some GT40P heads for cheap off an Explorer. Now I would like to have them rebuilt and put on, because they say that really gives life to these engines. These E7 heads are just really poor. So that's when the Explorer came out, they upped the power on them. So a lot of people use the GT40 or the GT40P heads. The P heads are a little bit harder because the angle, the spark plug and your spark plug wires, you gotta try not to melt your wires. And I can figure out if I can use the exhaust manifolds, if I need to find a certain header. So it's a process, but the main thing is just getting this thing running. Things I've changed out before already is the TPS sensor. Had a worn spot on the pedal when you'd hold it, and it constantly like jerk back and forth. And the I shifted in the reverse, and the engine would just die. But once I replaced that, it all went away. For the belt, just for age, that'll need to be changed. I've got new radiator hoses. I'll need to get some new of those smaller hoses there. This metal hose that goes here, then comes around here, and then goes to your throttle body. Yeah, that is not looking good. But I'll see if I can get another one that's in better shape, or I'll just run a hose, rubber. Dang, the mosquitoes are out. It's October. Just run a rubber hose and like zip tied or something, and run it there. But I can't find a good metal one that bolts right here. I do have the shroud and the fan and all that, all the other stuff. It's in the back, in the bed. So my main thing, like I said, is right now just get everything pulled out, get the intake out of the way. Intake just takes up a lot of space. You got your regular bolts, and then in the middle you got that T30, T40 bolt. That weird ass bolt they just had to make, so you gotta make up a jig to extension to get down in there, and wherever the hell it is, down in there. Another bad thing is I'm gonna have to order. Actually, I pulled a bunch of these off of spare trucks, but they're aged too. So I like these real small nylon hoses. And I found a place where you can order different colors of this. I really don't want to use silicone or rubber, because it just stays floppy and stuff. I like this rigidness of it because it stays still. Stays where you put it. Let's see, they chewed through that one right there. And so I'm gonna order some red, black, and white, and probably a heat gun and a little tube bender, and I can just copy these and bend them, because they're just super clean. They stay clean out of the way. I know it's probably more of a process, but whatever. As you can see, there's some chewed up wires there. But yeah, they've completely eaten up the, see that injector there? That one's probably chewed up there. That one's gone. That one back there's gone. I also need to pull the injectors. I got an injector cleaning kit that you hook up to a 12-volt battery, and it cycles on and off. You can change how it cycles and stuff, and you just stick it in this plastic thing on a can of carb cleaner, and it'll do different cycles and help clean them out. Pretty cool. It's like 20-25 bucks for that off of eBay or Amazon. Got that. I want to change the oil, because this oil's been in here for so long. Just a cheap oil, just to get it in there, get that old crap out. Like I said, coolant, a lot of it's spilt out. There's still some in the block. I'm gonna have to run some vinegar and stuff, get that out, because it's pretty bad. Let me see. Well, I don't know if y'all can see down there. Sorry, I'm having a one-hand everything. Let's see if we can get. Yeah, see, you got all that rust sticking to rubber and stuff, so that's not good. So like I said, I'll just order, once I get it running and stuff, I'll probably just go ahead and order a new radiator. And I didn't realize they added a trans cooler here, but all they did was cut the original line, and then, so I don't know if my grandpa did this or he had someone do it. So what I'll probably do is get some spare lines from the junkyard, and then do a proper threaded or whatever different connection. What I'll probably do is keep this, because it's still fine. I'll flush it out when I do a flush on the transmission, or just fluid change and a filter change for now. Change the hoses out, get some barbed ends with the see if I can get a barb in for the rubber hose, and then so I need a female threaded, and I don't mind using the RCC, so it's still going through the radiator and through the cooler, so I don't mind that, because if it goes through the radiator, that'll actually help heat it up faster, especially during the winter. And but I know there's always the problem if you ever have a leak and it turns it into Pepto-Bismol and burns your transmission up. So yeah, I understand there's always that. Like I said, see, this is unplugged. I have to figure out where that goes. I forgot where that went. See, everything rubber is just cracked. So I was hoping just to stick a battery and start it, but animals and weather tend to stop that. So I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna get this torn off, and I'll get it taped up. So crap it. A lot of dirt where I live from farmers plowing, so I gotta constantly keep everything plugged and taped up. Can't just leave it open like this. So I'm gonna get started on that, and eventually, hopefully before the first freeze hits, I'll have it at least started up. So that's it for now.